Alright guys, so we are getting there with our Angular 2 Meteor application. The next thing we want to do is implement the router so that we can have single webmark pages, details pages. Alright, now we need to install that because if we go and we look at the package.json, you can see that we don't have the Angular router here. So we have to install that separately. So let's open up our command line and let's just clear this out. And what we're going to do is say meteor npm install -- save, and let's do @angular/router. Okay, so that'll go ahead and add that. Alright, we'll just run Meteor again. And now if we look, you can see that the router is now included. Now let's go into app.ts, and we're going to go down here, and let's import. We want provide router. We want router config and router directives. Alright, and then down in directives, let's add router directives. Now what we want to do, let's save that. We want to create a details component. Alright, so let's create inside the components folder another folder, and we'll call this bookmark-details, and inside there we need our two files. Bookmark details.ts and bookmark details.html. Okay, let's copy what we have in bookmarks list.ts, paste it in the details.ts, and let's change this to bookmark details. This let's get rid of that, and this function. Alright, so let's save that in the HTML file. For now, let's put a header and then in here let's just say details for now. Save that. Now for the routes, let's go to app.ts, and we're going to add a couple things here where we're importing the component. I'm going to put a comma here. We want provide. Alright, and then we're going to add a few things down here as well. Let's say import app_base_href, and that's going to be from Angular/common. Okay, and then down, let's see, let's go right below the decorator, and we're going to say const routes router config. Okay, set that to an array, and in here we're going to have an array of objects. Okay, so this is going to have a path, represent the home page with just blank quotes, and then components. Okay, so I'm sorry, component, and that's going to be bookmarks list. Okay, so that's the first route. Then we're going to have another one. It's going to have a path. This path is going to be bookmark slash and then colon, and then we'll say bookmark ID. Alright, and then that component is going to be bookmark details. Okay, which we have to import up here. So let's just copy this. Okay, we'll change that to details. All right. Let's actually put this under the class. We'll put that like that. And then we need to say const app. Whoops, that's not what I want. I want app underscore router underscore providers. And in here, we're going to say provide router. And then just pass in routes. All right, and then finally down here in the bootstrap, we'll add a second parameter, and we're going to say app underscore router providers, and then provide, which is a function, and then we want to pass in that app base href. All right, and then next parameter will be an object, and we're going to say use value, and we just want to use the slash. Okay, so that's basically a way to set the base href. All right, in other projects we did it within the HTML, but we can do it this way here. All right, so let's save that, and then we're going to go to app.html, and instead of bookmarks list right here, we're going to put router outlet. Save that. All right, and now you can see that our list is still showing here, which is correct. All right, but it's coming out of the router link this time, not just the hard-coded component. So now we have to get ready to be able to click on a link here and have the details show. So let's go to our bookmarks list TS file, and we're going to want to bring in the router directives. Okay, we want to add this down here in the directives. Okay, we'll save that. Now let's go into the bookmark list HTML, and let's go to where we have the title right here, and let's put an A tag, and then set of brackets, and we'll say router link. Okay, let's set that. All right, now in here we're going to put another set of brackets. Okay, and then we're going to say slash bookmark, and then we need the ID, so we're going to put a comma here and then say bookmark dot underscore ID. So let's save that, and that should turn to a link. Okay, so you can see it's a link now, and if you look down here in the corner when I hover over it, it's a bookmark, and it has a string parameter that's set to a long string of characters. All right, if I click on it now, it doesn't do anything. Oh, it does. It brings us to the details page. All right. Or just that one does. That's weird. Okay, so the first one doesn't look right. That's really weird. All right, you know what we'll do is delete this one and then add another. So let's say Facebook. Okay, submit. Let's click on Twitter. That goes to details. Facebook. Okay, so now it's working. All right, so now that we have that, let's go to our details TS, and we have to prepare to be able to fetch the ID. Okay, so this ID up here in the URL. So let's go ahead and we're going to say import activated route from the router. And then let's go down here to the class, and we're going to add a property here called bookmark ID, and let's set that to be a string. Okay, and we want to use ng on init, so let's go up where we have component and also say on init, and then here we'll say implements on init. And then let's say ng on init. All right, now we do have to pass in, we have to inject the activated route. So right here we'll say private route, set that to activated route. And then down in here, we're going to say this dot route dot params dot subscribe. And then in here, we're going to put another set of parentheses and params. Go like that. Then we'll say this dot bookmark ID is equal to params, and then pass in bookmark ID, just like that. All right, so now we have that ID. So underneath that, what we'll do is say this, actually first let's put up here bookmark, and we're going to set that to be object, and then this dot bookmark is going to equal bookmarks dot find one. And then we just need to pass in the ID. So this dot bookmark ID. And then we should have access to that from within the view. So let's go back, let's go in bookmark details HTML. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, before we do that, we have to add the tracker, because we're dealing with a subscription here. So up here we're going to say import tracker, and that's part of Meteor, so that's going to be from Meteor/tracker. All right, and then down here we're going to say tracker dot auto run, and inside here let's open up blank parentheses, set that to a code block, and then we're just going to grab this, copy it or cut it, and put it in here. Now with Angular 2 we have to go a step further in order to apply any change of the bookmarks to the UI. We have to use something called ngzone.run. Alright, so we need to import that up here. So we're going to say ngzone. And then let's go down to the constructor. We have to inject that. We'll say private ngzone and set that to ngzone. All right, and then down here in the auto run, we'll say this dot ngzone dot run, and let's see, in here we're going to do the same thing, empty parentheses, and then just grab this, cut it, and paste it in here. Alright, so that should do it. Let's save that. Alright, and then let's go to our HTML file, and let's get rid of that. And what I'm going to do is, in the header, I'm going to check to make sure that there is a bookmark. So we're going to say ngIf bookmark, then we'll have an h2. We should be able to say bookmark.title. Then we'll do a paragraph. Put a strong tag, and this will be the URL label. Okay, then we'll do the category. Okay, and I'm also going to just put a go back button up here, or link. That's just going to go to slash. All right, let's save that. And now you can see we're getting the information for Twitter. Go back, click Facebook, and it shows us Facebook's details. Alright, so the details component is now working. In the next video, I'm going to show you how we can bind and update these bookmarks.